Tonight, updates from Governor Hochul about COVID in New York State.
And a preview of an upcoming event at SUNY Oswego.
Plus, a shelter in place on the UC Berkeley campus.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Scott Brubaker.
And I'm Casey Morris.
Breaking news tonight, Russian President Vladimir Putin says his country has won the Ukrainian city of Mariupol. Putin's claims come as his advisors say thousands of Ukrainian fighters remain in the city.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia has not made new advances in the Ukrainian post city. We'll have more on this story as it develops.
Police at the University of California, Berkeley say they located the individual accused of making credible threats of violence to the campus community Thursday afternoon. The UC Berkeley campus community sheltered in place for nearly 4 hours in response to an emerging active shooter threat, although they say there was no active shooter on campus.
Authorities say the lockdown was related to a student who was placed on interim suspension due to threatening behavior. The college decided to cancel in-person classes for the remainder of the day, and some neighboring schools, including those in the Berkeley Unified School District, shut down as well. UC Berkeley Police says the situation is resolved and the located individual poses no threat to the campus community. An Earth Day celebration will be taking place between Marano Campus Center and Cooper Dining Hall tomorrow from noon to 4 p.m. More than 30 clubs, organizations, and departments will host educational and fun activities like printmaking, henna artists, games, and more. The WNYO staff will be emceeing the activities.
With Earth Day just around the corner, Governor Hochul released the Empire Building Playbook. This playbook is a free online resource to support building owners in an effort to advance carbon neutrality in high-rise buildings. This plan will help the Community Protection Act in its goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions 40% by 2030. This comes 2 weeks after the United Nations Climate Report said it is, quote, now or never to limit climate change. Also, coming up on the SUNY Oswego campus, the Yards for Yardley event on April 27th. WTOP 10 reporter Matthew Rivenberg is here in the studio with more.
Yards for Yardley is an event that is held in honor of Yardley Love, who was killed by her ex-boyfriend. Her friends created the event to raise awareness for domestic violence. I spoke with Lisa Evaneski, the Title IX coordinator at SUNY Oswego, and she says this event started on campus back in 2016. The goal of the run is to prevent domestic violence. Evaneski says this event helps many people feel confident to share their experiences.
Yards for Yardley and the workshops that we do along with it, we have seen many more students and employees come forward, ask for help, get resources, get connected to anything we can do to help them stay as a student or stay as an employee.
Evaneski says this event is popular among students and they have a good time participating. If you are interested in participating in Yards for Yardley, it will be on the Marano Campus Center lawn from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and the rain location will be in the Campus Center arena. To sign up as a participant or a volunteer, visit the SUNY Oswego website or contact Lisa Evaneski using the email on your screen. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Matthew. And more campus news. Ozfest is back in person this year and tickets are officially on sale tomorrow. Tickets will be available at the MCC box office or at the online box office. Tickets are $15 pre-sale and $20 day of. This year's performance is featuring Ari Lennox, B. Love, and Angelo Motta. The festivities start at noon on Friday, May 6th.
In City of Oswego news, Mayor Billy Barlow is partnering with Assembly Minority Leader Will Barclay on May 6th to hold a Red Cross blood drive. The drive will take place at the McRobie building from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. For more information, please call 315-598-5185.
In a news conference this morning, the Syracuse Police Department released a 15-minute video of an encounter between 3 officers and an 8-year-old boy who was accused of stealing a bag of chips. The unnamed boy was technically not under arrest. The officers ultimately drove him home, warning the child and his brothers that they did not want to meet them like this again.
Nearly 6,800 New Yorkers have tested positive for COVID-19. According to data released from the governor's office, 1,400 are currently hospitalized, with 267 being recently admitted and 168 in the ICU. 18 people are reported to have died from COVID-19 complications yesterday, while more than 294,000 patients are reported to have since been discharged from the hospital. The 7-day average remains at 5.94%.
According to data from the CDC, 14 counties in the United States are considered to be high community levels of COVID-19, 10 of whom are in the state of New York. The counties span from the central portion of the state, from St. Lawrence's County to Broome County. While COVID-19 levels are on the rise, it should be noted that they are a fraction of what they were in January.
Former New York State Judge Sylvia Ash was sentenced to 1 year and 3 months in prison on Wednesday after her conviction for obstructing a probe into a financial wrongdoing at a credit union. As a sitting state judge, Ash was required to report gifts and benefits from any outside sources on an annual state disclosure form. But prosecutors said she never reported gifts or benefits from the credit union between 2012 and 2018.
Coming up later tonight, Russian forces celebrate a ballistic mission rocket.
And Queen Elizabeth's Jubilee is almost here.
Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 Assistant Chief Meteorologist Evan Bedron.
Here's what to expect as you head into the weekend. We can see a warm-up on the way with temperatures reaching as high as the low 70s. And on Sunday, we can see summer-like conditions with sunny skies and high temperatures. But as you do head into later next week, we can see some chances of showers in the midweek heading into the weekend. And I'll have your 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
Only on WTOP.
DeCarlo on the rebound! Alex DeCarlo!
Yeah, it's been a wild game so far. A lot of high scoring, so definitely tighten it up and play out that full 60 minutes.
Welcome back to the best show on WTOP 10 out in our own Oswego.
Did you hear that Bad Bunny's going to be in Canada over spring break, you know?
I heard that one.
Drink the cognac. The week.
Oh, wow.
Roll it.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of times.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Hi, welcome back to WTOP 10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Evan Bedron, and here's what to expect. There will be a warm-up on the way heading into the weekend, as on Sunday, we can see summer-like temperatures with temperatures as high as low 70s. But as you do head into next week, we can see some spotty showers emerge coming out of the west. And as you look at your satellite, we can see the cold front that moved through our area, which brought some rain, moving out into the east. And then behind that, we can see clouds decreasing. And then as you look at your radar, we can see up here in the Adirondacks, we can see spotty showers, but those are all moved off into the east. And as you head into Oswego and western New York, we can see clear conditions as you head later into tonight. And as you head into tonight's forecast, we can see gradual clearing. There will be some clouds in the area, but as you head into tomorrow morning, we can see those clouds move off into the east with winds in the south at 8 to 17 miles per hour, temperatures in the upper 20s. And as you head into tomorrow's forecast, we can see sunny conditions, but those temperatures won't quite reach 50 degrees. So if you're thinking about maybe throwing on some shorts and a t-shirt, you may want to wait until Sunday to do that. We can see temperatures in the upper 40s with winds west at 11 to 14 miles per hour. And then as you head into the next 24 hours, we can see temperatures in the close to the 50s. But as you move throughout the morning, you can see temperatures reach as low as the upper low 40s. But then as you head in later into the evening, we can see temperatures reach up into the upper 40s again before eventually decreasing back into the low 40s. And then for your pollen forecast, we can see as we head into the weekend with temperatures reaching the low 70s, we can see tree pollen very high. So if you do have those summer allergies, make sure to take some allergy medicine before heading out the door. Maybe bring a pack of tissues if you have a runny nose. But with weeds, grass, and mold, we can see a low risk for them. And then as you head into your 7-day forecast, we can see Friday, sunny, 49, not the best for if you want to do summer activities. Saturday, we can see a 50% chance of rain, so you may want to throw on a light jacket as you head out the door. Sunday, you will want to do those summer activities with temperatures in the low 70s. And we'll have warm temperatures, and as you head later into the week, as I said, you will have those chances for rain moving through the area, but mainly overall, you can see temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Evan. In Washington, President Biden is signing off on a new $800 million military aid package to help Ukraine. The president says signs show now is the most important time to act. Isabel Rosales has the full report.
New satellite images show apparent mass graves outside the besieged city of Mariupol. The city is ground zero. The Azovstal steel plant stands as Mariupol's last line of defense. Russian President Vladimir Putin has scrapped plans to storm the plant, ordering soldiers to instead encircle it.
There will be nobody left in this area. There will be dead, all the children. I'm not talking about the soldiers, but the civilians will be eliminated.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky warns his troops do not have enough serious and heavy weapons to defeat the Russians there. The U.S. is responding. President Biden unveiling his latest presidential drawdown. Any more money would need congressional approval.
We're in a critical window now of time where they're going to set the stage for the next phase of this war.
The Defense Department now set to pull weapons and equipment like howitzers, ammo, and drones from U.S. inventories to send to Ukraine.
Putin has failed to achieve his grand ambitions on the battlefield. After weeks of shelling Kyiv, Kyiv still stands.
In a move to further isolate Moscow, Russian-affiliated ships now banned from American ports. In Mariupol, the help can't come soon enough. Ukrainian soldiers remaining defiant, resisting Russian attacks, and ignoring their calls to surrender. In Washington, Isabel Rosales.
It is estimated that over 21,000 civilians have been killed in Mariupol during the siege. All the while, President Putin has declared the city to be liberated.
As the Russian armed forces begin their new offensive in the Donbas region, the Russian government is celebrating the recent test of a new intercontinental ballistic missile. The Sarmat ICBM, nicknamed Satan II, is capable of delivering multiple nuclear warheads as far as the continental United States and would, quote, give thought to those who are trying to threaten Russia, end quote.
The Justice Department has appealed a ruling by a federal judge that struck down the federal mask mandate on public transportation. In a statement, the CDC says that it will continue to assess indoor masking and that the organization believes the mask mandate is a lawful order. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said the appeal is important in preserving the CDC's authority in the future.
Vice President Harris's chief of staff, Tina Flournoy, is set to step down from her position from within the White House. She will be succeeded by Lorraine Voles, a veteran operative and communications expert within the Democratic Party. Flournoy is among a long list of aides that have departed from the vice president's office in recent months.
And today is Queen Elizabeth's 96th birthday. This comes the same year as the Queen marks her 70 years on the throne. The Queen took to the throne in 1952, making her the longest reigning British monarch. To celebrate the Queen, toy maker Mattel has announced a Barbie doll will be released in the Queen's likeness to celebrate the Jubilee. Very happy birthday. And coming up tonight, why the FDA is investigating a popular cereal.
And what the CDC is doing to track emerging viruses.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty.
The thought of turkey is just nauseating.
I think you're wrong, is what I think.
You think I'm wrong a lot of time.
I do think you're wrong a lot.
Here's our weather elements and our social media on Saturday. And that's optional.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. Here's your health and consumer reports. New Jersey began selling recreational marijuana Thursday. The change in law brought out big crowds. Several hundred people lined up outside Rise Dispensary in Bloomfield. Rise is one of 13 dispensaries across the state that can now sell pot recreationally. New Jersey voted to legalize marijuana in 2020, but dispensaries weren't able to sell until last Thursday. 18 states and the District of Columbia have legalized marijuana so far.
Amazon announced today that it will let third-party merchants offer Prime membership benefits such as free and fast shipping directly to Prime customers rather than through the e-commerce giant's platform. The option, called Buy with Prime, will initially be available by invitation only for merchants already using Fulfillment by Amazon, the service that lets businesses send products to Amazon fulfillment centers.
Florida is a step closer to stripping Disney of its special status, allowing it to operate autonomously around the Orlando area theme park. On Thursday, state lawmakers passed a bill to get rid of the status after Disney objected to new laws limiting certain classroom discussions about sexual identity and gender. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis has yet to sign the bill, but says he supports the measure.
Only a month after launch, CNN's brand new streaming service, CNN Plus, will be shutting down. In a memo, incoming chief executive Chris Licht stated that consumers wanted, quote, simplicity and an all-in service rather than standalone offerings, end quote. Licht also mentioned that some CNN Plus content will be moved to other company networks, and employees will have an opportunity to apply elsewhere in Warner Bros. Discovery.
A new report suggesting the COVID-19 vaccine could have prevented thousands of deaths. The Kaiser Family Foundation released an analysis on preventable deaths due to the coronavirus on Thursday. Researchers suggest the vaccine could have saved at least 234,000 lives between June 2021 and March 2022. The report found booster shots could have potentially prevented even more deaths, but research did not estimate how many.
The CDC has launched a new disease forecasting center to tell you when to watch out for emerging viruses. Cole Higgins will tell you all about it in today's Health Minute.
The
U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has launched a new tool to help communities gauge the seriousness of emerging health threats. The Center for Forecasting and Outbreak Analytics, or CFA, aims to be a national weather service for infectious diseases, according to the CDC. Just as your meteorologist gives you a heads up on the day's weather, the CFA intends to do the same, but for infectious diseases.
In this way, CFA will help reduce the clinical burden and mortality while diminishing the potential for social and economic disruption during health threats.
The need for a system like this became clear during the COVID-19 pandemic.
The response from our leadership, our public health leadership, has been to scramble, to pull together evidence, to try to make the best decisions we can. It's also been really clear this is no way to run a response to a pandemic.
Planning for the center began last August with $200 million in funding from the 2021 federal stimulus package, and the investment is already paying off. The center anticipated the timing and impact of the Omicron variant.
We were able to alert the public, health leaders, and our other partners, providing advance notice of the timing and magnitude of the expected surge.
The CDC hopes forecasts from the center will help communities across the nation respond more quickly and effectively to the emergence of future viruses to prevent another global pandemic. For today's Health Minute, I'm Cole Higgins.
This tool will go into effect helping communities and facilities spot potential viruses ahead of time, trying to right their wrongs and save lives ahead of time. The Food and Drug Administration is investigating Lucky Charms cereal after reports of people getting sick. The move comes after a popular online poison website reported that more than 1,300 people said that they had gastrointestinal issues after eating Lucky Charms. However, the FDA says it has received only a few complaints about people getting sick after eating the cereal directly. The agency has started an on-site inspection of the cereal production sites, but hasn't announced a recall.
And coming up in sports, we have Jacob Bradley.
Jacob, can you give us a quick preview?
Of course I can. Coming up, a big weekend ahead for the Lakers baseball team and a busy day for New York City baseball. Plus, we got a thriller in the NBA playoff season. All this and more coming up after the break.
Athletics. Aaron, there are 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups
for half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire, but you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jacob Bradley with your sports report. We start things off on the diamond as the Lakers look to remain unbeaten in SUNYAC conference play as they take on the Brockport Golden Eagles. The Lakers enter the game at 9-0 in conference play, whereas Brockport finds themselves at 7-2. An interesting storyline heading into this one is despite being 25 games into the season, the Lakers have only played 1 game at home. which was a loss to the University of Rochester last week. The 3-game series begins Saturday afternoon at 2 with a doubleheader to follow on Sunday afternoon as well. Then we move to the MLB as the Mets played host to the San Francisco Giants this afternoon. The Mets came out hot at the dish to start the game, slating 5 runs in the first 3 innings of play. However, the story of the game seemed to be the man on the hill for the Mets was Carlos Carrasco. Through 7 2/3 innings pitched, Carrasco only allowed 4 hits on 2 runs and 7 strikeouts, adding on to an already historic start for the Mets rotation. The Mets would pick up a home victory with a final score of 6-2. And the Mets weren't the only team in New York that played this afternoon as the Yankees took a trip to the Motor City to take on the Detroit Tigers. All-time great Miguel Cabrera entered the game needing just 1 more hit to accomplish the magical feat of 3,000 hits in his career, but he just couldn't get it done as the Yankees actually intentionally walked him in the 8th, preventing him from getting that final run. But the Yankees, they couldn't get much going at the plate either against their former pitcher Michael Pineda, who tossed a 5-inning shutout before handing it over to the bullpen to close out the game. The Yankees just can't seem to get out of the gate in the early season as they fall to the Tigers 3-0. And we go from the diamond to the hardwood as it is time now for NBA playoffs. You see Joel Embiid, they get set to head up north to take on the Toronto Raptors. They currently lead the series 2-0. We pick it up in the second. Toronto up 15. Siakam from the mid-range knocks it down, growing the lead. He finished the game with 13 points himself, setting the Sixers into the timeout, and they're going to have to regroup, but then we pick things back up. Tyrese Maxey knocks down the 3, putting the Sixers right back in the game to end out the second. Then Siakam comes right back in as the buzzer gets down low. The step back, the fadeaway, Dirk Nowitzki-esque, knocking it down, adding to that lead. But then Joel Embiid comes in and slams it home in the third. What a game for Embiid, 33 points, put him on a poster, they like to say. And then he could get it done outside of the arc as well. Hits him with the jab step, finishes anyways with the big 3. That's going to tie the game, and it's going to remain all tied all the way until the end. We're riding down on the buzzer. Sixers can't get the shot off. That's end of regulation. We got bonus basketball here as we now pick things up. A little bit left in the game. Joel Embiid, as the clock winds down, less than a second left, bangs it home, taking the lead for the Sixers. The Raptors look to come back and beat the buzzer up. The shot from OG Anunoby just can't hit. Final score of that one, 104-101. The Sixers take a 3-0 series lead. They look forward to Game 4 tomorrow night from the Air Canada Center, where they look to slay the Toronto Raptors.
All right, Jacob Bradley, thank you very much. And we have that Earth Day celebration coming up tomorrow. How's the weather going to look for that?
For tomorrow, you can't expect to see sunny conditions, but those temperatures might not be the best for you. You can't see temperatures in the upper 40s, but with that wind coming off the lake, we can see temperatures maybe in the low 40s. But as you head into Sunday, we can see temperatures in the low 70s, so it'd be the perfect day to get outside and do any summer activities you want to do.
Yeah, I'm liking that Sunday, a little 72 outside.
Sounds great. Thank you very much. That is our report for tonight. Please be sure to stay tuned for the bigger picture.
Thank you for watching and have a great night, everyone.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Major Discussions is the new show that explores the stories of students right here on campus. I personally came here to SUNY Oswego for the broadcasting program because I love to hear people's stories and to do work just like this.